Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Well, you maybe seen the news. Some of y'all sent it to me about Pop the Balloon, the show that I review on here based on y'all requests that I review on here is going to Netflix. Now, you never really know all the way because they could not like something in the process and say, hey, we don't want to do it. But I guess media outlets was reporting it that they going to Netflix, and for Arlette and BM, that's great. It's exposure. They could possibly get like a deal to where they can green light other shows. That is great for them and their brand, and it could be a nice check with it. It's not necessarily more than what they make on YouTube or what they will make up on YouTube, but for you, it's bad because if you like Pop the Balloon, they can no longer do Pop the Balloon on YouTube. They will only be able to do it on Netflix, and Netflix will put in their contract that they own the rights to it. They may even try to take control over the back catalog on YouTube or ask them to remove the YouTube channel. Now, if they negotiate that where they get to keep the YouTube channel and get to keep the money coming in, they may ask them to stop doing episodes now or at a certain point, or they may have them tweak the show and change it and go into more of a real show that has a little more substance, a little more dialogue and conversation. So you never know what that's going to do. The one thing about TV is all of the producers and stuff like that follow me because I've been on TV. I've had the shows on BET, VH1, MTV as a life coach. So they watch us on YouTube. That's how they find talent. I've been interviewed for several shows like the Married at First Sight, 90 Day Fiance, about coming on there and being a coach because they found me on YouTube. So that's how they discover talent. So if you got an idea, you got a concept, you got a voice, you will get discovered only on YouTube or social media, TikTok, whatever, unless you got an agent that's a high power agent and have connections. So when I was signed to ICM, that's one of the big 3 agencies. They was able to send me into like 12 meetings, literally 12 different production houses to have meetings and pitch shows because they one of the big 3 agencies. Other than that, you got to be discovered. Now, here is the hook. The hook on this is Netflix is a subscription-based thing. So it was $7 when I first got Netflix years ago. It was $7. Now it is $28. So that's a 400% recruit. Yeah, what's up, babe? Yeah.
What time do you have to leave here?
I think my first meeting like 10 or 11. What time is it?
It's 9 right now.
It's not?
Well, almost 9.
Oh, okay. Why?
Because I'm supposed to go to the nail place at 9. You think I get back by 10, 15?
Well, I think my 10 o'clock is a phone call.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'll just do this and then just not do my toes and then...
No, you could do your toes.
No, I'll just do a polish change on them. Because I didn't expect him to not be home, so it's kind of
okay.
my day.
Yeah, just tell me. Just shoot me a text.
Okay.
But I'll be done filming in a little bit. Okay, what kind of food?
The scrambled whole thing.
Okay. I was just thinking, I don't want to bring no food. I'm trying to lose weight.
What's just eggs and...
And y'all like, she keeping me full. I got on the scale. I ain't like what I seen.
Tell everybody what you seen. Share with the class.
Man, like.
Look, yeah.
And so here's the thing. Wait, I cannot talk with you standing right there.
All right.
Babe, close that door right there. So here's the thing. Wife is messing up my video. And so y'all know I don't do no editing. Netflix was $7. I remember it was $7. I'm like, man, this is amazing. Get on here, I get to see all these movies. I just seen the bill yesterday come out for Netflix. It's $28. Now, mind you, we got the Blessed Tribe, where, you know, it's supporters of the channel. They get private messages. So like I post exclusive things to the Blessed Tribe that only they get to partake in or participate in. When I do Q&As, only they get to live Q&As, only they get to comment. It's $1.99. There's some times where I will have people writing in and say, Tony, I can't afford the $1.99. I need to cancel it. And then I have to tell them, hey, that's between you and Google. I don't receive that money. Like, I don't process the payment. That's between YouTube. You got to log into your YouTube and cancel it there or pause it there. And so YouTube then created, because of chargebacks, they then created, you could purchase up 6 months in advance or how many ever months in advance. Then they created, you can gift them. So people who got it, y'all gift it to the people who don't got it. And because of chargebacks, Black people is the #1 spender in America, but we also probably #1 in chargebacks. And when we are in a recession, and they're saying the recession is supposed to get worse. So what the media does is they see this powerful dollar. They see this powerful group of people, which is Black people. And they say, hey, we can take this show, which is free to them right now, take it off of YouTube and put them behind our paywall. So if they have received 100 million views, if we could get 1 million people, which they're not going to be able to get 1 million, they probably won't even be able to get 100,000 to get a Netflix subscription. If you don't have a Netflix subscription, you have to ask yourself, do I want to pay $28 a month? Now, and add that bill. So now I'm finna be paying $360 a year, 300 plus a year to watch this one show that I get to watch for free on YouTube. Now, what Netflix could have done, they could have sponsored the show the way Fashion Nova does and said, hey, we sponsor you because you on here, you can reach your demographic, you can reach the World Wide Web. We're gonna sponsor you to say, hey, those of y'all who want to watch movies and want to watch scripted content and long form content, highly produced content, come on over to Netflix. We know you probably cancel your subscription, but come on back. But instead of sponsoring the show at $20,000 an episode or whatever, they said, no, we're going to acquire the talent. We're going to acquire Arlette. We're going to, hopefully they let BM have a job. He might be executive producer. We're going to acquire Arlette. We're going to acquire the show. Now, here's the bad part. Now, if they acquire the show, they could get the rights to the back catalog and the future catalog. Now, if they go to Netflix, to my knowledge, I won't be able to, unless I use some type of creative system, I won't be able to post that Netflix, the show. I won't be able to review the show from Netflix because it'll flag it automatically. So like the way I do it right now, BM will have to flag it himself. Like YouTube allows you to share a screen and show something on the screen like that. YouTube allow that, but BM will have to flag it himself. And that's exposure for them because I'm a relationship coach that is respected and have no scandals like some of the other relationship coaches, married relationship coaches who have fell off, and then also unlike the single relationship tour people and relationship commentators who are single and or fornicating. And so that's why BM ain't strike the show, because for one, he don't want me coming on here talking about BM did a copyright strike. He don't want me bashing him. Two, he also realized that I bring legitimacy to their show. But, so he ain't striking it. But Netflix, they don't care nothing about that. They're going to strike it because they're going to say, we don't want people not paying us $28. And because you already pay us $28, now you logging in on your laptop to the Netflix on your laptop, playing the show by sharing a screen, and then you reviewing the show. And so people just gonna not pay $28 and they're gonna wait on your review. And so you making money off of us, and we done made 10 million. I would imagine the minimum million, and probably 1 million that they did the deal. I can't see no 100 million 30 for a show with balloons, and all you doing is a toothpick, and you a black couple, you know, from Africa and never been on TV. They try to lowball you. A lot of y'all don't know that, but they really lowball you. Like, they literally, like, on national television, like, you watch VH1 and you think them people rich. For the first 5 seasons, they making $2,500 an episode. But we think that they are rich. So we treat them like a celebrity, and them people be sleeping on a couch. They be near about homeless because it'll be 6 episodes. They get $2,500 an episode. So they just made $12,000, $18,000 or $15,000, something like that. What it is? 25, 5, 75, 10, 12,500, $15,000 off 6 episodes. It's either 6 episodes, 11 episodes, or 13 episodes. That's how it works. So they might make $30,000, but yet they supposed to be a celebrity. And the reason why I know, because I done received these contracts and I have clients who was on them shows. Now, if it's successful after that, then they'll get bumped up to $5 grand for like a season or so. Then 10 grand. If the show keep going, they'll climb all the way up to 100 grand an episode, like a Real Housewives of Atlanta. And if it's a 13 episodes, now that's 1.3 million. And they'll let them promote their book, promote their music, do other things like that, but they get a percentage. The network get 10% minimum. Some of them, they might negotiate even a higher percentage. So they eat off of everything. They like, whatever merchandise you sell, whatever books you sell, whatever courses you sell, whatever you sell, we get 12% of that, 10% of that. And so I done had the contract and had to veto that and say, y'all ain't getting none of that, because I already had that stuff before I came on the show. So they took it off of there. But if you don't have none of that stuff, a lot of people who go on these shows, they come to me to ghostwrite their book. So what Netflix comes in to do, they come to take what you have built free and clear, and you can earn from for the rest of your life, because like BM and Arlette can earn for the rest of their life. But what they don't understand, by going to Netflix, they just created the death of the show, because Netflix is only going to do it for a season, maybe 2, maybe 3. And then after that, they're going to have a non-compete clause, because they're going to archive, they're going to have the show on there. And whenever you get bored or whatever happens, they want you to come watch that show. And so they're not going to let them do 1 season and then come back to YouTube with Pop the Balloon. They're not finna let that happen, because they're going to be like, okay, nobody going to watch it. Nobody going to sign up, because they know y'all coming back. Y'all done told them y'all coming back after Netflix, so y'all still going to be doing this on YouTube. So y'all done told them that lie. So we not finna get any subscriptions from y'all audience. And what Netflix don't realize, God bless you. Netflix finna get an influx of subscriptions for that episode 1. Then Netflix gonna be in there. Oh my goodness, what's going on? We just received 112,000 chargebacks. Bank of America is calling us. They've never seen anything like this. What in the world's going on? You know what, Lisa? You heard that guy, Tony Gaskins. You know what? Give him a show. Give him a show. We're finna make his butt pay for this, because he said that on that YouTube. And he the one helped them get on Saturday Night Live. And that's how we see them too. And so now, give him a Netflix fit to be in. Okay, welcome to the Blight. Because listen, Blight people got Fire Stick. Get every pay-per-view, every cable, the pay-per-view that I pay $80 a month, $80 a fight for. So if it's a fight every Saturday, I'm no longer paying $300 for my cable and internet. Now I'm paying $160, $320. Now I'm paying $620. if it's a fight every Saturday night. My homeboys, they got a Fire Stick for $30 a month. They get to watch the pay-per-view for free. I can't get a Fire Stick because my wife feel like it's ghetto and she don't think she could trust it, so she won't let me get a Fire Stick. Man, I won't be a Fire Stick. And so they pay $30 a month for the Fire Stick. The same thing that the guy went to prison for. The guy who had the Dodge cars went to prison for selling one of them type of channels, a subscription thing where people could watch all these free movies. He went to prison for it. Well, the Fire Stick do that. Everybody know that. Anybody from anywhere close to a hood, you know that. So what Netflix don't understand is black people don't be paying subscription like that. They will pay for Power, Wild Power, or Power might be on Fire Stick too. I don't know. So they'll pay for that. Somebody asked me, they said, oh, you know, Ghost on Power. I was like, yeah. I ain't never seen 1 second of Power. Because I'm not fixing to pay nobody no money to watch a show that's not going to move my life forward. Now, here's the other thing that people not thinking about with Pop the Balloon is the media do not care about making a mockery of your race. Now, over here at the Cookout, we are all black people for the most part on my channel and on Pop the Balloon. It's pretty much probably 80% black people. You probably got 10% Hispanic, 10% white, or 10% 15% Hispanic, or whatever. But it's all black people, whether it's from Africa, America, Europe, what have you. It's probably 80% black people on my channel and on Pop the Balloon. Like on Pop the Balloon, on all the reviews that we done done, I've never seen a white person. Never seen a white guest. And so they maybe have had one on an episode I haven't gotten to yet. So it's all black people. But what does the show show? That we don't understand basic fashion concepts on a worldwide level, and that we single because of our own bad choices. And that is about to be watched by, I guarantee you, Netflix is at least 50 to 70% white. And they finna watch us. And they finna be, are you kidding me? She popped the balloon because of the color of his shoestrings? Oh my good, no wonder why LaQuisha Sinatra Treaty Archer is single. And she is driving me crazy at work. She gets on my nerves. This is why she will never have a husband, because they pop on the stupidest. Oh my goodness, Bill, get in here. Bill, get in here. Listen, Bill, I pick your boogers. I'm looking at your fungus toes. You're 350 pounds. You do not shower. And I'm married to you. And Bill, I love you like none other. Look at what LaQuisha Sinatra just did. And these white people, I'm telling you, they finna have popcorn. And so Netflix is like, so this, for Netflix, this is finna be modern day Sambo. This finna be modern day Sambo. You remember Sambo? Back in the day, they showed us the black face, red lips, and tap dancing. And that was, they put black people in them costumes and in them uniforms, and they put it out there. That's what Netflix finna do. And now, me telling y'all this truth, which you probably already know, and I'm saying the quiet part out loud, and no disrespect to BM them, but I don't take sides. I just tell the truth. I speak what's on my heart. So I done already benefited them by sending tens of thousands of subscribers since I started reviewing, because most of y'all on my channel did not watch the show. Probably 1% of my channel watched the show because it's a total different type of concept, and y'all know I really don't get into that superficiality. But because it was enough of y'all watching it and asking me to review it, I did it because it's a black couple and they married. If it was the single podcaster doing it, I would have never reviewed that show. I benefited it. I did the show to benefit a black couple because I believe blessings and favor come when you married. But here's the thing: not everybody they is African. They don't understand how the media work in America with Black America. Even if they done been here. BM is an African artist that I've never heard of, but a lot of African people know, and they told me that he's a popular African artist. So now he about to be on an American streaming network that also is in other countries, and the media don't do us no favors. The media they don't care about putting us in a good light. Look at Basketball Wives. Look at Housewives. It be ratchet, hot mess. But guess what it does? It steal your time. So that's why I'm reviewing it. And yeah, we laugh and joke, but I'm teaching lessons so you can see how ridiculous you look in that terrible outfit, and also with the stupid choices you making of why you popping the balloon on people in real life. So it's a method to the madness. The show itself does not teach the lessons that I, as a professional relationship coach, extract from the lessons. Now, if Netflix cared, they will add that element to it as a bonus. And now that I'm saying this, BM and Arlette and them talking to them say, hey, let's do bonus episodes where we have experts break down the show. And y'all watch, they add that now that I done said that. Otherwise, it's just a chicken show. It's just a chitlin circuit. It's another Tyler Perry production where it don't teach no lesson, but it showcase our ignorance, it showcase our pain, it showcase our plight, but it does not teach a lesson. And if you, and cause this how I know, what I'm saying is true, because I have seen countless people in my comments saying, wow, Tony, these reviews are so amazing. I'm learning so much about myself that I never would have gotten or picked up just watching this show. I have seen that countless times. I just had breakfast with some of the Blessed Tribe members in Raleigh, North Carolina. And one of the, both of the ladies who came watched the show, and the guy who came, he watched my reviews, not watched the show. They watched my reviews. And one of the sisters, Lisa, she told me she learned a lot about what she be popping the balloon about, and about presentation and all of that. And she was critiquing it right along with me. So it's a lesson to it. See, what Hollywood does, they want to just showcase your pain. See, a long time ago, I tried to produce a show that would, after the Chris Brown and Rihanna situation, I went on Oprah and told about my situation as a college football player with my girlfriend in college, when I found out that she had cheated on me and she had contracted herpes, and she tried to get it to me. So we got into it. So I went on Oprah and I told my story about that. And to God be the glory, I didn't contract anything, but it could have went a different way. So I went on there, I told my story about that, and I had already written it in a book. Well, when I was signed with ICM, I'm meeting with these companies. I said, I want to take men who have been abusers, like they've been in violent altercations or physical altercations, or they got like whatever, and I want to put them through a boot camp on national TV. Put them through a boot camp. Boom. Teach them how to love. Teach them how to be a man. Confront their mess. Get therapists. Me as a coach. Put them through a boot camp. Teach them about the error of their ways. Get them right. You know what all the production companies told me? Tony, it's too dark. In other words, we're not in the business of rehabilitating y'all. We don't care about y'all doing right. We want to show you as a fool. We want to show you as ignorant. I want you to also think about the media. Think about the media. I want you to watch ESPN. Watch Shannon Sharp and watch Stephen A. Smith. And then watch some of the other shows, and you're going to see a common denominator amongst the black men. They all scream and yell. And then you're going to see a common denominator about the white men. Not now one of them scream or yell. And it's not about personality difference, because it's not about culture difference. Because if you go to a white barbecue, they is slizzled on the goose. They just the craziest they want to be. But on TV, they are not forced to act a donkey. To get $20 million a year as a black man on national television, a lot of times they want you to act a donkey. If you want 20 million, they want you to act a donkey. Pat McAfee, hundreds of millions, he ain't even got to put a suit on. You watch ESPN, Stephen A. got, you think Shannon Sharp want to wear a suit all the time, or Ryan Clark want to wear a suit all the time? Pat McAfee get to come on a tank top. Tank top, ain't even got to have a formal show. He's sitting in a basement, getting $100 million in a basement with a tank top on. A black man, you got to put on a double-breasted, three-piece suit, this, that, and act a fool. The media is not kind. So what we in today, we in just a new version of Sambo. And that's why I don't have a TV show, because when they come interview, all of them come interview me. I done been in meetings with the production company of the Ellen show, Ellen DeGeneres. They called me into a meeting 15 years ago, 10 years ago, told me I'm the next star. But when they felt my energy and they realized that I'm not dumb, nor am I desperate, nor can I be used. Great meeting you. Great meeting. You're not ready yet. Listen, I'm giving away the game now. But when they see you green, like, listen, Pop the Balloon, it's so many people in the world that they could do that show, honestly, if they really wanted to. If they, instead of buying houses in Africa and cars and putting up in their 401ks and all of that, if they reinvest the money that they make per month between BM channel and Arlette channel, they could 10x that production, and they could pay $1,000 to $2,500 per guest, and they could get doctors and lawyers to come on that show if they're gonna cut a check and fly them first class or at least premium comfort. But what we do, because we need the money, we don't have that expendable money, we don't reinvest like that. We keep it the same way. We ain't offer no money. We ain't doing all that, because we need to buy us a house. And we want to get a 24,000 square foot house if we can. So a lot of times we don't reinvest. But what they don't realize is they got $100 million show. So if you got $100 million show, you got to sell it for $1 billion. Because you could do a variation of this show for the absolute rest of your life and just keep tweaking and spinning off the show and keeping the same audience who get to watch it and enjoy it for free. They just crucified their show, because when you go to the media, they only going to give you a short lifespan, but they have a no compete clause where you can't go back out and do that show again. Or if you can do that show again, you got to wait 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, 60 months. It'll be something like that before you can go and start producing the show again, because they know then people going to cancel their subscription as soon as they see you pop up the next month and you doing the show again. Now they canceling their subscription, and they just signed up yesterday. And so they cancel their subscription instead of staying to watch all them shows. They also bringing in a new demographic. Netflix bringing in a new demographic. So they're going to get this experience, the power of charge. Y'all got to forgive me. Well, listen. Hey, send my application for Netflix, man. I'm fit to be a production assistant for $5 and a Tootsie Roll an hour. I'm fit to be a production assistant. No, I'm fit to be an intern. Because, boy, listen. When them charge banks, man, listen. When them charge banks hit, listen, I don't know another black unscripted show on Netflix. I got Netflix. I watch Netflix almost every day. What I be watching on there, it be them killer crime documentaries, which I need to get into that, but because of my accent, we won't be able to take it serious because my accent, we be talking about, yeah, she sure got killed now, and she was stabbed 39 times. So now, because of that, people be like, I be saying, y'all, Tony, this not supposed to be funny, but I cannot stop laughing. I'm like, what in the world? Why you on here laughing at people pain? And so I can't do the crime show, but that's what my wife like to watch. She like to go to sleep to it. Child, the real? Is you going to heaven? How you sleep to this? I'm here having nightmares. I'm sweating. I'm waking up fighting. Like, what is this on the TV? And so, listen, when Netflix experienced the power of them charged bikes, you hear me? But Netflix be like, what? If the world is going on, oh my goodness, we just threw them a banquet. We celebrated them. We gave them a plaque because they had the most subscription signups for a launch in the history. And now we are in the deficit. Not only did all of their new subscriptions cancel, but all our other black people have canceled. Oh my goodness. But listen, they finna now, but thankful the BM and Arlette, they opened the door for the rest of us because now they finna have to give all us a show to try to get all our audiences on there on a subscription. See, I'm working on a podcast right now. I'm pitching a podcast right now that's subscription based. It'll be behind a subscription wall, but it's a teaching. You learning, you growing. It ain't for you, it'll be for your athlete, your teenage athlete, and then young athletes or sports lovers. But I'm a life coach, so it's different because my perspective gonna be different. It ain't just gonna be like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp. My perspective gonna be different because I coach professional and college and high school athletes every day in the trenches as a real mentor. So that's different. What Netflix asks you to do is Netflix asks you to subscribe and pay $30 a month when you're already struggling to pay $1.99 or $9.99 a month. They ask you to pay $30 a month for something that's not going to move your life forward. And so that's a different model. So they're going to have to introduce, they eventually within the next 5 years going to have to start giving life coaches and motivational speakers and teachers and therapists and psychologists shows to put us behind that paywall so that people is not just getting entertainment, they getting real education, inspiration, and enlightenment. Without my reviews, Pop the Balloon will make me suicidal. Like if I didn't extract the lesson from it, I would want to jump off a bridge. That's how sad it is to watch it. And so, and guess what? I've had about, now out of the thousands of people who have watched my reviews, I can think of 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 to 6 people who have denounced me because of reviewing that show. Now, the rest of the people who haven't denounced me may feel the same way, but they got too much going on in their life. They too grown and classy to comment that they don't like the fact that I'm reviewing Pop the Balloon. And that is beneath me and that God did not call me to that low level of trash. That's the message that I get by that. So that's the sentiment of a lot of people and a certain type of black person. And guess what? The white people know that. You are seen as a clown and a mockery if Saturday Night Live does a skit of you. If you notice, Saturday Night Live doesn't do a skit of the people we take serious. They only do skits of people that they are mocking. So they did a skit of Pop the Balloon. We all clapped and cheered, but we didn't think about what they were saying. We didn't think about the mockery. And guess what? Now, I ain't patting myself on the back, but if you watch the Saturday Night Live, their skit and mockery was of a reviewer. Because they, at the end of it, it shows the YouTube bar and the line and like a mouse clicking, as if somebody is reviewing the show. That was a little touch right there that the editor gave to say, we ain't highlighting the show because we watched the show. We highlight this because of the reviewers of the show who make a mockery of the show. So we fixing to do what we find funny from the reviewers. We finna do what the reviewers do, but we gonna review it on Saturday Night Live and make a mockery of it. And from Saturday Night Live, the Netflix executives, whether they was already in talks with Arlette and BM or not, that made it confirmation. We got to do this show, but we gonna take what they have built and we gonna own it. And so this is the Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is what a Pineville, Peeville. This is America. You do all the work. You make all the investment. You build the audience. Do you know how hard it is to get 1 million viewers of a show? 1 million viewers of a show. Arlette and BM is worth $100 million and they don't even know it. They worth $1 billion and they don't even know it because they are from Africa and they don't know American business. And so, and they not talking to Black Americans who done been on TV and then sat in these rooms. So guess what? So if y'all know one of them personally, tell them to call me and put me on the board. I ain't even gonna charge you. Just, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna give you the game. I'm gonna advise you. I'm gonna tell you now. I ain't even gonna charge you. I don't want $1. I'm already made. I'm already a millionaire. I'm already made, man, and about to be worth 100 million. Give me 10 years. And then give me 20 years, about to be worth $1 billion. So I don't want to die in front of you. But guess what? You got to learn these here ropes. So now you go to Hollywood to die, not to live. You go to Hollywood to die. If you want to live, you got to remain independent. You got to remain independent if you want to live. Because what they take control, they control it. They will own it and its residuals for the rest of your life. And you will never be able to touch that idea again. You got to go do another idea that is not going to be as successful as your first idea. You notice how the sequel and the trilogy is rarely as good as the original. So you got to think about that. So what you take to Hollywood is not something you've already made successful. You take to them a new concept that it is being tried out on their dime. But you keep ownership of your concept that is already successful. You take your next concept, which they may do, now that we talking about it, they might say, we don't want y'all to have Pop the Balloon. We want to do our next concept. Like Issa Rae. We didn't see Awkward Black Girl on HBO, but Awkward Black Girl is what got her the HBO deal. We saw Insecure. And then from Insecure, we saw this show, this movie, this deal, that deal. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You don't take your baby, what made you, and what you're going to eat off of and give that away. So hopefully they ain't giving it away. And then hopefully the show don't change too much. But here's the thing. What a lot of people don't realize, and I learned this from YouTube. When I started doing high quality production, I lost my audience. They said, Tony, we don't like you at a desk in a green room with AI and green screen. We like the real, the raw, the grainy, the no professional mic, the no real lighting, cell phone video Tony. That's who we found. That's who we fell in love with. That's what we like. When you bring in these Hollywood people, the whole crew is going to be white. The entire crew going to be white, unless it's the people who produce Couples Retreat that I was on MTV. Well, no, it was black owned, but the production crew was white. The director, the assistant director, they was white, but the whole cast was black. That's how Hollywood worked. So the people that's going to be producing the show is out of touch with African culture and with African American culture and Black American culture. And it's a difference because some blacks talking about they not no African American. My cousin say that I'm not an African American. I'm not from Africa. I'm a black American. And I'm sure he got that from his daddy because he was saying it when we was children. And I ain't even know what he was talking about. Now I know what he's talking about. And so these people, they don't understand that because they white. Rightfully so. It's like if I went to produce a white show in Nashville about line dancing. Yeah, so now can you dip a little hip in that? Can you walk and chew bubble gum at the same time? Let me see how you do that. Okay. A question for you now. Why is it looking so stiff in your hips? I'm not gonna understand that. That's how this is with this Hollywood. So BM finna be up there speaking in African, whatever his language is, first language. That's what he finna be on there, frustrated. No, that's not what we do. And then so they have a real element to it. I'm sure they got to reshoot certain things, but they have a very real element to it, and it doesn't feel like the people are acting. On TV, they will make you shoot the same part 3 times in a row. So by the time you shoot it that 3rd time, you're acting. It's not real anymore. And you got to try to remember what you said the first time you did it when it was real. And sometimes you do it and it's no sound. Or something went wrong, something happened. So now you got to recite it anyways. But the first time had all your energy, all your effort, all this right there. But that happened in production. And sometimes they'll lie to you and tell you wasn't no sound because they want to get more out you. And so you got to do it a 2nd time, a 3rd time, a 4th time. So what's going to happen is the show is, when you watch it on Netflix, it's not going to feel the same as watching it on YouTube. It ain't going to feel the same. It's going to feel a lot more contrived, a lot more scripted, a lot more stuffy. It's going to be hard to duplicate that right there. That YouTube got. And guess what? I feel bad for YouTube. Because YouTube don't get a cut of what Netflix is about to make off of our subscriptions and views, our subscriptions, which it don't benefit Netflix unless they get new money. Yes, it's content for their already black subscribers and for the white people who like to peek into black life, who have never heard of Pop the Balloon. But a lot of times people don't like watching other races. Like for the most part, people don't like watching another race because a lot of times you can't relate unless it's showing that race in a negative light or in a hilarious or funny light. A lot of times people don't like watching it. So if you notice, Dave Chappelle, when he was big, all of his content was like self-deprecating of black people. It was like mocking black people. And Dave Chappelle was the funniest comedian to white people. And there's a lot of black people like him, but for me, I was more so like a Arnez, Jay, Bruce, Lavelle Crawford, Lil Duval. That was black funny to me. Like Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle, they were more what I can, like Bill Bellamy, that's more what I consider white funny as a black man. And that's just me being transparent. To each their own. And I know a lot of y'all don't agree with that, but I'm just telling you the perspective. It's just a difference of perspective. I'm not saying they're not funny. I'm just saying it's based on where you come from. And if you notice, you know, Dave Chappelle got an Asian wife. So when you marry outside your race, you really don't care about making a mockery of a black guy who is blind and think he's a white guy and doing that kind of stuff, you know, because you're not even married inside of your own race. And so I was sitting behind Dave Chappelle one time at a fight and everybody around him took a picture. And I was the only person that did not ask him for a picture because I'm not impressed with men. I'm not impressed. When I say men, I mean mankind. I'm not a groupie. I serve Jesus Christ. And once you know Christ, nothing else is impressive. And Dave Chappelle looked at me. He locked eyes with me. And he looked at me like, it was the funniest thing to me. Now, that was the best joke he ever told. Because he was like, who are you, in? Who the such and such you think you is in? When the guy right here, 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 the 50 people from all over here have come to ask me for a picture, and you are the only single one person right here who have not asked me for a picture. But also, I think he recognized my face because his manager, I knew her and met her on Twitter, and I talked to her and tipped her off to the fake page that was making 6 figures off of Dave Chappelle's name on Twitter. So the story that Dave Chappelle tells about having a Twitter and it being funny or it beefing with Cat Williams or something like that, I know the guy who was running that page because he used to hook up his other pages to my quotes and steal my quotes. So he and I got into it pretty intensely. And so this is the thing too, what I'm just saying. I'm throwing that little extra stuff in there just to let y'all know I come on here very humble and regular and without the lights and the glamour of Hollywood, but I am very tapped in. I'm very immersed. I'm very connected. I'm very interwoven in this because I've been in it since I was 25 years old. I'm 41. So I'm 1 degree of separation from anybody in America, any celebrity in America. And so I want you to understand that when I give you a perspective, it's not supposed to be the same as your perspective. If you don't understand it, it's because we have different vantage points. We have different experiences. And I ain't saying that to pee on your head and call it rain. But I'm saying that to say, like Buddy said on Pop the Balloon, don't be a dollar wise and a penny foolish, or a penny foolish, a dollar wise. What the thing was good. Well, I say, what, hey. I said, I heard that before, but I still don't know what it means to this day. But hey, well, it sounds good though. So yeah. I just want to share that with y'all, give y'all a little perspective. And yeah, it sounds like, so here's the thing. People be like, so when I mention the guy doing the tour, the relationship tour, tonight's conversation, people are like, oh, you jealous. Oh, you jealous. When I mention Yellow Couch Podcast, oh, you jealous. Tony jealous that they taking his spot. They in his space. They taking his spot. That's what people were saying, that I was jealous. Which is the absolute craziest thing in the world, because men, we don't get jealous about that stuff. We get jealous over like if a guy look better than us and get more women than us, make more money than us. We get jealous about that kind of stuff. Them guys don't make more money than me. They don't look better than me. They not in a better position than me. I don't want to be single and fornicating. Like, why would I be jealous of that? No, I call out bull crap. So then you see me review BM and Arlette show. You know why? Because they on my side. They on the same side. They're trying to bring people together. Although it is failing epically in the sense of creating marriages, it has become entertaining and it has become eye-opening, but their intentions were pure. We are married, we happy, we hearing all of our single friends complain about the market. Let's create a show that matches people. Their intentions are pure and they married. I would have never reviewed the show if it was a single person that was out there doing it all alone. So I got a show in the works for YouTube from a single person, but she coming to me as a married man and a married relationship coach to be an executive producer and a part of the show. So she doing it the right way. If it was just a single ensemble, like a guy who is single and fornicating and it's his idea, and then he got a single host who's single and fornicating, who could sleep with all the women who don't get a match, I'd have never promoted that show because it would have just got them more booty, which is the only reason they was doing it for. It would got them more money and more behind. I don't care about legitimizing what BM and Arlette doing because they married. And when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and he receives favor from the Lord. And me being a reader of people, I really like Arlette's spirit. And from what I've seen of BM, his spirit is not on the level of Arlette's, but I could tell he's a good guy. But he more about business, because every man could be cutthroat. Every man could be a killer. He more about business. So I see him as like about business, and he's a visionary. So I support that, because I want black men, whether you from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, I want black men to be visionaries, and I want black men to be married. And so Arlette, from what I pick up, seems like the ideal wife, in the sense of submissive, meaning she going with her husband flow. Like she rocking with him. Like she honors him. She don't badmouth him. She don't, whatever. When BM is in the background and he opened his mouth and he talking about the show is pop the balloon and find love, not pop the balloon and find friends. She didn't make a face. She didn't like. And it's a lot of women would have been like, and disrespect a man publicly. She didn't do that. She be cheesing. She be happy. And yeah, everybody got another side. But if I commend you if you do got another side that's bad and you can fake that good, because I can't sense anything negative in their spirit. And I really like them as a couple. And so I say that to say, that's why I don't just stamp a show. I don't stamp a show for views. I have made no more money. I done made less money reviewing their show on YouTube. I have not made more money. I have not gotten more views. I'm down 300,000 views reviewing their show. So understand that. I'm doing it specifically and solely because of the reviews I receive is 99% to 1. It ain't even 1% of negative reviews that I receive about it. It's 0.01% of the reviews I receive about my reviews is negative. And that's just people who just reading a comment, I could tell they have a stick up their butt. And so I take it with a grain of salt. And I could tell that they arrogant, they uppity, and they look down on people, and they car door don't even work, or they got to wind their window down. It'd be that type of energy when I get them negative comments. But to the people that I know from the Blessed Tribe, and I respect them, and I love their spirit, I done met them in person. When they write and they say, Tony, I needed this. I had a long, hard day of work. This thing had me rolling. Why they rolling, I don't know. But they rolling. And so if it's bringing laughter and joy and lessons, for me, that's a winning combination. Now, the show itself does not do all of that. That's why I started reviewing. The show itself will bring depression and stressing. And you got to be very intuitive to get a lesson. So, and the lessons are not obvious, but I do this every day in love and relationships, so I can extract the lesson where somebody else may overlook a lesson. I can also predict what's about to happen because I do this every day. And I am a matchmaker. You cannot afford it, so do not write in asking about it because it takes a lot of time, energy, and effort. So nobody right now can afford it. And so just stop emailing in about it. Thank you very much. If you email in, you think you can afford it, put a price in there. And I will go find your husband or your wife, guaranteed. I'm like Liam Neeson on that. They'll nah. Hey, I'm going to work and get the results. But nah, when them peanuts, I ain't got the time. I don't have the time. So listen. So I can extract the lesson from it. And that's what you got to realize. If you could pull a lesson from it, boom, it's going to benefit you. You got something. You got something. So I want you to realize and understand that I'm wishing BM them the best. I'm hoping, honestly, that they see this and that they got a great deal and they negotiate or renegotiate the terms of the deal, what they can and can't do, how much they making. And I'm also hoping that they realize they worth. And they realize that they worth 10x what they got offered, but it's okay to accept what they offer, you gotta start somewhere. And I'm hoping that they able to parlay it and continue to create content with the right intentions, because they intentions are right. Whether the show is doing what they wanted it to do or not, their intentions are pure. I could tell that. Yes, they want to make money. Yes, they want to use the internet. Yes, they want to be, want to be seen, want to be known. That's a human desire for people. But I could tell the intention of the show is pure. And everything else is, it's a byproduct. And so I'm hoping they get the green light shows, that they give them a 7-show slate. And they called me and give me a show. I'm not a hater. But I support people who doing things the right way with the right motive. I don't support these single fornicating men who is financially abusing, social abusing, or whatever other kind of abusing women. I don't support them clowns. I support, and guess what? I would not support BM. If it come out that he cheating on Arlette, or that he abusing Arlette, or vice versa, I would no longer support them. But I love, and I support love, and genuine and authentic love. And at least the perception of it, because it's still representation, and it still makes us feel like they are a genuine and authentic, great couple, and they working together. And that's not easy to do. Me and my wife, we don't work together on that level, nowhere near it, because we got two sons. They're extremely busy. So my wife is full-time mom, full-time wife. And then she'll help me where she can, when she can, how she can. But I don't really like to ask a lot of her, because I'm a grown man. I could get out here and get it. I don't want to take from my sons. I don't want to put so much duties on my wife that it takes from my sons, who are dependents and minors. So that's my mindset about that. And that's why I don't try to work with my wife. That's why people be like, Tony, can you put your wife on? Can we hear from your wife? No, you cannot, because I am her protector. And with this come a lot of stress. It come a lot of unsolicited opinions. It come a lot of people you want to slap in their mouth. And I don't want my wife having that energy and having to take that energy back to our son. So as her protector, I am the front line. And I will put you in your grave about her. And if I see a comment that is disrespectful to my wife, I literally twitch and tremor, because I literally want to kill you. I do not play about my wife and my children. So that's why I do not monetize my wife and my children, because if somebody get out of line, I will be in prison with Larry Hoover and Bumpy Johnson writing letters. And that is the God's heaven's truth, to the point that I almost got tears in my eyes confessing that. And the Lord knows my heart. And that's why I have not brought my wife to the forefront and forced her to come to the forefront for your entertainment and for your pleasure and based on your demands, because she does not want to do this. She does not want to be on the camera. She liked to crack jokes off the camera like she did earlier in this video. That's what she liked to do. If my wife was attention seeking or whatever, she would have come over here, stuck up. When have you ever seen my wife come over here and stick her head in and say, hey, y'all, Cherie here. But what do you see her do? Have her effect and her impact by bringing her light into the room, making me smile, making me laugh, making me lighten up the moment, and then playing her little joke and then exiting. She do not want to be part of this. So that's why I do not envy BM and Arlette, because it's a lot that's going to come with that. It's a lot that you can't do that level of business and it not affect your relationship, and it not affect your sex life, and it not affect your dinner table conversations and your pillow talk. Like, it is going to, for a period of time, completely control your relationship. And it could enhance it to a degree with the money, because you could travel and do stuff, but not when you're in season and you filming, and not when you of a culture of grinders. You might not actually take enough time off and rest enough because you come from a culture of go-getters. And so it could get to a place to where they end up overworked, and that affects the marriage. And so what we got to do when we see black love, and any love, but we black people, I'm a black person, they black, so that's why I say black love. What we got to do is we got to pray. Pray for they, I don't even know if they Christian though, and because they could not be Christian. But whatever they is, whatever you is, we got to pray that they have strength, that they have love, peace, chemistry, compassion, understanding, empathy, communication, everything, because of their representation is what we need amongst black people. We need to see that when you get married and you faithful, you can win. You can win together and build because you married and faithful. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. I got to get off here and look at my schedule and see what's going on. Tatum is sick today, so he stayed home. A lot of little bug going around at school. And my wife had a nail appointment, so instead of me going in the office right now for my meetings, I had to stay here. But hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon. About to upload this. Y'all take care.